Good morning and welcome back to Steve Cronin of the Home Renovation Experts. Back on the garden room today. Western red cedar come along very nicely. But look at this. For those of you who are kind of up to date with the build, look at this now. All plastered up. Absolutely gorgeous. He does a fantastic bloody job, my plasterer. If you want his details, he's based in Newbury. He's epic, right? Now, what happens is when the doors finally get here, obviously we finish these reveals, all I need to do is take into account the depth of the door, and then I'll basically fine tool, do a level mark up here, cut this part out, and then get the door sat in there. So basically pre-finished it beforehand. It's not ideal, it's the way it's kind of worked out, but it is what it is. But nice. And in my job for the day, there's another very important job. Well, all important jobs, aren't they, I suppose, but I now have the feather edge board, 10 packets of it. So today will be whipping this bad boy all across the back, all across the side as well on the other end. What I'll also do is finish off the last little bit of western cedar on this flank here, so just above the header, the door, down this little side return, and then just underneath here. Now, because of the position of the doorway where I had to fit it, if you watch a couple of videos back, you'll see me fitting this frame. We had to site it here because of the way that the western cedar is going to fit and getting a good secure fitting on the frame. You can see though, I'll point the camera this way, the western cedar is just going to exceed the sill. But do not fret, I have an epic plan which will do the job quite nicely, so keep watching and there'll be some top tips and tricks on how to fit featherboard. Right, so you can now see I've done the head part. Now you see that like that? That doesn't make any difference because I'm going to have an L trim that's going to come across there, right? So I don't care, that's going to be perfectly fine and covered. Down here you can see where it kind of overlaps there a bit better now. So what I'm going to do is get some rubber, 25mm rubber, which will create a tiny threshold that goes underneath there. I'll get that stuck silicone to underneath this part, and it'll flap over, and then they walk and then just run past and disappear and won't interfere with the cedar. I'm now onto the first actual cut, because like I said when I fit this, if you want to know how I'm fitting this exactly, go back a couple of videos, I'll show you exactly how to do it. But this one, finished on the full board after starting the full board. Quality. So we've done that, but what's going to happen here is that now you can see there's going to have to be a cut out, okay? So obviously this part of the, this next one, I need to trim out that little L section. Really simple. So I just took a measurement from there to that edge, which is 5 centimeters, 50mm if you prefer. Same at the bottom, it's all lovely and level, which is perfect. I then just put the board up into position so I can mark off the height of that point and the bottom part, how to trim off for there. So once I've marked that up, that then gives me this here. So you just see that's the cutout I've got to do all the way through there, and then trims out at the bottom, and that'll be the bit below the threshold. So how do you cut that bit out? The first trick, jigsaw, right? You can hand saw if you really want to, just take your time and make sure you follow the lines and it stays neat. On fine tooth blades, I don't know, like I get questions about people going, oh, my jigsaw's a bit shit, it keeps like really like jagging and cutting everywhere. On most of them, you will have a settings tab. So on this one it says 0, 1, 2, 3. If I stick it on 3, it's going to make it a faster cut, but it's going to make it a rougher cut because it's going so fast that it doesn't matter and it's kind of jiggling. When it's on 0, that's the fine cut mode. So that means it just stays perfectly straight and you just work. You have to just let the blade do the work, all right? Don't force it. If you start pushing the blade, it will start twisting and doing stuff. Let it do its job. But if you're after a rough cut, like he doesn't really care, number 3 or number 2, beautiful. Something a bit finer, 0 or 1. That is what that little bit is for those of you who do not know. So what I'm going to do is use a jigsaw just to cut up to that point there. I'll do the same on the bottom, and then I'll show you how I trim this bit, because it's good to know. So get yourself a sacrificial cutting surface, this lovely bit of 50mm PIR, which I use for this sort of stuff, because you can lay it perfectly flat. It's not going to shift, it's not going to move, it's going to stay exactly where you need it. You can do the full length because I'll just chop a bit off to kind of down that bit. And all I'm going to do again is use circular saw, essentially set it, start it, pull the guard back, and then I'll basically use it as a plunge saw, plunge into it, and just run it along my line like so, all the way through. Now obviously I won't get to the very ends with it because it just won't have it, but when I start my cut somewhere sort of here, get as far back as I can, and then that last little bit there, I again just pick up the jigsaw, cut that last little bit off. Perfect cut every single time. Now, for all those professional trades out there who are watching this going, you know, why is he using circular saw for everything? I do have a Festool TS55 with the rails and everything else, but these videos are basically to help people who don't necessarily have all these big bloody expensive tools, okay? So some of these builds I do using my big professional tools, and some of them I just use doing this. But do you know what, in all honesty, sometimes these are just not quite as quick, but it is quick enough. You know, if you're doing it on your own, it's absolutely epic. You think I've put that entire thing using nothing but that and my other basic tools. Easy peasy. So, gonna get this done, jigsaw that bit out, it should fit a tree, he says. And I think you'll agree. That is pretty nice, right? There you go, all the way down to said bottom. Beautiful. Like I measured it and everything. I know, right? So, I'm gonna get one more board on here, and I reckon the L bracket, which I'm gonna have got, I think it's 45mm, which means it'll cover the difference. So once I've got this full board on, it'll finish about there, and then that should be enough that the other one finishes it beautifully. So I'll do that, and then what I'll probably do is get this internal done here as well. So that's that done and dusted. So yeah, all right, here we go. Right, so feather edge board going on nicely. How do you do it? Right, simply you get the first one on, right, get it on, get it leveled, boom, you're running off of that one now. Then what we want to do is something very clever, yet something very simple. It's going to push up one of these, okay? Really simple, a bit of off-cut of wood, jobs are good and happy days. What it's going to allow you to do is, basically, to space them out evenly every single time. All I need to do is put that, like so. You can see it's kind of off-centered, so it just allows for that bit of board down this side. Catches on there, put it on like that, push it up to it, job done. The nail is to hook it, so you don't lose it, because otherwise you drop it before you go, where the bloody hell's that thing gone? All I then do is, obviously I've only sort of measured the top, one in there, right? That now allows me to wiggle the board like that. I then take this, quite simply, I think you're going to know where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to get it down here, right, simple. There you go. So put this down there, do the same to the bottom, on there like that, push up against it, nice and tight, boom, 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 off it comes. And then just run the length all the way up. It is literally that simple. What you want to do as well is, just hook it up there, see what I did, is when you're measuring these from the roof line down to the floor, don't forget to leave about 20mm, give or take, because what you don't want is moisture getting up from the floor and putting up into the actual board itself. Now obviously these are pressure treated, they're going to last for a long time, but to maximise that lifespan, you do really want to allow it to be off the ground, okay? Don't put it in contact with the soil. What we'll probably also end up doing down here is we'll probably end up putting in weed membrane and in pea shingle, okay? Just allow for the drainage to kind of get off, and it'll also stop any splashes of mud kind of jumping up when it's raining, hitting the boards. Just gives it extra protection. So yeah, there you go. Knock up one of these bad boys. Easy peasy. Pin it on. Done. I'm ready for the next one. Do you want to see another one? There you go. Look, it's like I come prepared. It's very good Peter-esque of me. That's it. Done again. Grab the nailer. In it goes. Do the bottom. I'm not going to move the camera on this one because you can just watch, because you can just about to see the speed of which you do it, and then just boom, 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 through the bottom. A board is done. Simple, isn't it? Run the length like that. Jobs are good. Now, you may be wondering, what the hell is all this about? Why has you got 3x4 stuck to top of it in a gap? These are very good questions. The reason for this particular piece of wood is we are going to put a little lean-to roof. It's going to go across here, boom, to the back fence, right? What I'm going to do is, we've got leftover EDPM roofing, because I over-ordered on purpose, which is sat down there doing nothing in a second. The roof that I build, which will go across here, so they can put like their bikes and bits and pieces down here, keeps them dry, is I will basically, this space here is 150mm, well 155mm, these boards are 150mm, right? I'm going to have a board that goes across this way, across the top. But what I'm going to do is, when I build this frame for the roof going that direction, I'll put OSB board on it. I will then basically get the rubber roof on top, and I'll bring it up, curve it up here, and then the feather edge board will keep that in place, which means when water does drip off here, it'll go into the gutter anyway, but if a bit of excess water kind of comes down, it will hit then the rubber roof, run off, and I'll decide what I'm going to do with the side when I get to it. But that is why that is there, just for those who are wondering what the hell that 3x4 is just doing, floating in the middle of nowhere. There you go, look, one side done. Looks nice, doesn't it? What a lovely way to finish it. And relatively cost effective as well. So, you know, this is obviously pressure treated. We're going to get it painted up or stained up in ebony, if memory serves. So it's going to go in black, which will be perfect. Nice corner trim across here in Western Red Cedar, obviously. Beautiful. I'm going to cover this bad boy in this as well, so you won't see this bit of wood. it'll be feather edge, so that'll all match in. But for now, I'm gonna go around the corner. So obviously this leg is a tad bit longer than this one, and a bit taller as well because I've got this bit shaved off here. So right, then this bit's gonna be getting around and battering that tree. I do love a good fight. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that, but I'll get it done. Right, so the tree did put up a bloody good fight. I'm not gonna lie, it got in the way a lot, but I did not miss a single pin. Every single pin went in, no matter which way I had to get that nail going in. So there you go, looking beautiful. The other thing I've just done as well, and I literally, and I do mean literally, I had the exact amount of wood, is now covered this bad boy. So now you can see underneath, covered, beautiful, covered there. So now it matches in beautifully, ready for the OSB to go on top, followed by 150 mil of this stuff to go in there. In fact, I'm gonna have to buy two planks just to go across there to finish that off. But apart from that, bloody happy. That looks incredible, that does. So what I'll do now is, now I've done that bit, is something that didn't turn up when I originally did the facial soffits and stuff, was this outside corner trim. So basically, you can see there, not finished very nicely, going to be finished nicely. So all I'll do is, I'll get that measured up, get these trimmed and get it glued into place, and I'll show you very quickly how I do that as well, so that you're reminded, although there is a whole video on it. So yeah. So a quick reminder, cut the trim to the size that you need it for, which is obviously quite a good thing to do. Then whack on a bit of the glue. This is a two-part, it's well, super glue with like an activator, which makes it a bit quicker. So put your super glue on one side, get your activator pen, which comes with the kit, and then literally just wipe off this area, make sure it's like free from dirt and crap. Put that on there like so. It doesn't look like anything's coming out, but there is, honestly there is. Like that. And basically grab this, put it in place, just give it 2 hands for 1 second, put it in, pin it, and don't let go. Like a ride at Thorpe Park. Just keep it, just grip it, just love it for a minute. And then once you kind of kept it there for like 20 odd seconds or something else, the activator should like taking hold, and then let go, job done. And that corner looks a lot nicer now, doesn't it? Look at that, gorgeous. Right, so I'll do that for the other 3 sides, and that is that bit done. Right, so that's looking pretty nice now. So you can see corner trim's on. I've also put in where there's a little join between the soffits. That's all done now. So facial soffit now, the roof is 100% complete and done and dusted. So looking very nice. I don't know, did I put this out earlier, but see the plastering? Looks right, doesn't it? And one last look. That looks nice, all fully protected now. So really getting down to the bones on this one, which is fantastic. So next job will be when I get back, obviously cedar the front, which you'll need doing, and it'll be decorating inside. I think clients will decide on that. Skirtings can go in now because we've made a final decision. It's going to be either carpets or laminate. Just going carpet, so that means I can get the skirtings fitted in here, get this painted, whether or not the carpets fit or not. The door is getting ordered today apparently, so that's good. So that'll be on its way in about 2 weeks. And then yeah, that's it, kind of getting up tight and done. But yeah, it's very nice. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, jump over to TikTok. I need some more love, still 44 followers, so I could use a little bit more. So if you don't mind jumping over there, that'd be fantastic. And apart from that, I'm off for the day. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon.